Hey everyone, welcome back to another SAT math video. This is a question from the official test bundle 5 from 2024, linked in the description below. Which quadratic equation has no real solutions, right? And then they give us no other information except our answer choices. So before we begin this, I would like to just review what a quadratic equation is and what it looks like on the graph, right? So I drew out some xy planes here because we're going to go through each of the cases for quadratic equations and their solutions, right? Most common is when you see a parabola on a graph and it has two intersection points with the x-axis. This is what you would call as having two solutions, right? Two solutions, okay? When you have in the next case, when the parabola only touches the x-axis at a single point, and that is a funny looking parabola. Let me look at that again. Yeah, so you can imagine we have like some parabola that touches the x-axis only at a single point. That is called having one solution. And then the last case we're going to go over is when the parabola doesn't touch the x-axis at all, right? There is no touching, there's no point of intersection. That is when the parabola has zero solutions, okay? So what do we do with all of this information? Well, the concept you are basically needing, and basically ties all of this together, is the concept of the discriminant, right? Discriminant, okay? So a quadratic formula discriminant is given by the equation b squared minus 4ac, right? That is equal to delta, which is called the discriminant, right? Or the symbol we use to basically represent the discriminant, right? So let's look at some rules now of the discriminant, right? When the discriminant, if the discriminant is greater than 1 or greater than 0, right, we have two solutions. Okay, if the discriminant is equal to 0, we just have one solution. And then if the discriminant is less than 0, we will have, oh, I wrote all that wrong. Sorry. Discriminant is greater than 0. Yeah, okay. Actually, never mind. I didn't. My bad. I always confuse myself. So let me get all that back. Okay, so yeah, that looks right. Two solutions, discriminant is greater than 0, discriminant is equal to 0, it's one solution, and then the discriminant is less than 0, it has no solution. Right? Okay, so this is definitely right. I don't know why I was confused at first. I was just tripping. So then, now we need to solve basically by plugging in our different options into this equation, right? We need to basically figure out of these options, when we plug in b squared minus 4ac, which one will be less than 0, right? Well, an easy way to kind of look at this would be to, well, I don't want to do all this math, right? I don't want to plug it in for each one. I just kind of want to look at the options and see which one of these terms has an AC times 4 that will be bigger than b squared, right? So b squared we can figure out pretty easy because it's 14 for all of them, right? So let's just do 14 by 14, right? Because remember our quadratic formula, this would be the a coefficient, b coefficient, c coefficient, okay? So let's just do our b squared because it's all 14, right? So 14 times 4, that's 16, carry the 1, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 56, and then 1 times 14 is 14, 6, 9, okay, so we know b squared is going to be 196, and now we just need to figure out what number over here makes 196, or minus 196, right? Minus 4ac. We want this to be less than 0, right? So we can basically kind of use this to our advantage and see what times 4 times one of the AC values over here is going to be less than 0, right? Well, I think probably it's going to be D. And let me tell you why I think it's D, right? We have a -4, right? So we need to have two positive A's and C's, right? If we have an A that's positive and a C that's positive, we will make this entire thing negative, and we want this to be less than 0, right? So we want this to be a big negative number, and preferably bigger than 200, right? So let's just see. I think it's D because 5 times 49 is probably a big number, and then subtracting that from 196 is going to give us less than 0. So let me just test out D. So let's look at what -4 AC would be. So -4 times 5, and then times 49. So that's going to be -20 times 49, and let's do that over here. So 49 times -20, and I'm not gonna say minus times -20. There you go. So we just put the 0 down here. 2 times 9 is 18. Okay, the 1, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Okay, so I think we found our answer, right? Because we know for certain, let me scroll down a little bit more here. We know for certain that 196 minus 480 is less than 0. Honestly, if you were able to get to this point where you just kind of could check that, okay, D is the only option that has a positive A and a positive C value and is going to evaluate to something greater than 196. If you got to that point, you didn't even need to solve it. You probably could have just put your answer down as D, but I just wanted to make sure because I have time, because this is not the real test, we are just studying, right? So there you have it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Check out Khan Academy. It's linked in the description. This practice bundle is also linked in the description. And I put a bunch of other fun links there in case you want to study like I study. And of course, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.